Hello everyone, this is Madness for milkandcookiesTW with a special kind of battle. This is a 2v2 I fought on Tuesday in the CA versus the World event. It's a classic 2v2 on waterfalls. I am playing as the Aizu faction. My ally, I think his name was IXRS, is playing as the Satsuma. On the opposing side we have Tim from CA as the Tosa faction, and Asteroid Rider Plein Air as the Aizu faction. So let's go over the army setups real quick. I have brought a old school kind of general for the increased bodyguard size and stand and fight. 3 Shogutai, 3 spear levies to protect my Shogutai from gunfire, 8 Black Tortoise Force, and a load of cav, 3 Yariki, 1 Shogunate Guard cav, and 1 Carbine cav. Total of 20 units. So I'm definitely going to have a lot of reserves this battle, even though I'm not going to be able to match what my opponent has quality-wise, because he's got 3 Royal Marines, 3 Tosa riflemen who will be hiding in this forest here, and he's also got an Armstrong gun to make me come to him and attack him in that position. It's got 3 Yarikachi and a Red Bear right there, and he's also going for the old school general. I'm guessing he also wants his general to survive a bit longer, just like I do with mine. My ally is bringing a mix of elites, cav, and swords. He's got 3 Shogutai and 2 Katana Kachi. The modernized general with Ganbate, some Imperial Guard Infantry, and I think, no, he doesn't have Royal Marines. Yeah, 4 Yariki, and the remaining opponent is Asteroid Rider. He has spear levies, elite units, Royal Marines, and loads of cav. I think he's got Carbine cav too. I can't see him right now, but he's gonna use most of his units on my side. So let's get into the replay. And I have my army set up in such a way that I'm gonna be able to flank around with this segment here, take out the Armstrong gun right away, which is of course going to target my general's bodyguard.
Sir, your general is under attack.
So I'm going to hide my general in this forest for the time being, until I take out the Armstrong gun with this this composite segment of my army. 1 gun, 1 spear, 1 sword, backed up by another gun unit, and I'm gonna move over my cav shortly. Plein Air is moving his 4 Yariki, indeed 4 Yariki, over to protect the Armstrong gun, which is now firing at my troops here. I'm not gonna manage to rout him though. And we can see more of Plein Air's army right now. More elites, more spears. There's his Carbine cav, another Carbine cav which is moving over. Shogunate Guard cav, 2 of them. And I think somebody's got a Yarikachi in this forest, which is going to show up in a second. And I kinda expected something to show up, to pop up from this forest here. I didn't quite know what it would be. And yeah, there I go. There comes the Yarikachi. And it's gonna take me a few seconds to react to that, pull out my Shogun Garcav and my guns and my spears, and just have my Shogatai engage in melee. And I'm gonna manage to do it. Meanwhile, Tim's own artillery is gonna friendly fire his Yarikachi. We have a cav engagement on this flank. And the Yarikachi routed due to the friendly fire. So I'll be pushing up, taking out this Shogunate Guard Cav, even though it's gonna get a charge on my Shogatai. Linear notices he's lost the Cav fight, so he's pulling back these two units here. They're outlined in red, but I don't know how well you can see that. And yeah, Tim actually moved up this Tulsa Rifleman to shoot my Black Tortoises, and I figured I wouldn't pull back, I would actually engage and not concede the archery dojo. Oh, which, by the way, is not the only dojo we've got. We've got all three at this point. And the countdown is starting, even though you can't see it in the replay.
A unit is running from the
Gonna be pretty
battlefield, sir.
irrelevant in this one. So yeah, this is where I lose the rest of my cav, basically. I managed to take out the Armstrong gun, and I'm still gonna keep pushing and hopefully take out as many units as possible before they can reinforce. And something that's gonna be a bit of a problem for me is the fact that I forgot that Shogatai have Banzai in classic matches.
Your men are routing, sir.
I was a bit disappointed with myself after noticing this, but yeah, can't be helped. Both my ally and I are deciding to rush now, which is a very good idea, because there's no way that my line units can take out these Royal Marines. And my allies' elites are busy on his side,
A unit is running from the battlefield, sir.
fighting against the Marines and spear levies of Braver, or Asteroid Rider as he calls himself now. It's a bit weird that he didn't use his cav correctly, but it's alright. I didn't use my Shogatai correctly, as you can see. These guys will rout without having Panzer.
The enemy has hidden units, sir.
Yeah, this is where I lose my last unit on my left here. It's gonna deal some damage, even though it's gonna rout eventually. And these Tulsas will rack up a pretty impressive amount of kills. Mostly because I didn't manage to get around them, because Plein Air's army was there, well, I'm guessing about 2/3 of his army were on my side, actually, to defend the rear of his ally, which was a good decision in my opinion. Because this way I didn't manage to get around, take out the skirmishers, and then sandwich the line infantry. Oh yeah, and one thing I'd like to point out. I don't know why exactly I did this, but I'm gonna dismount my general right here between the lines and have him go into stand and fight. Which is somewhat badass, even though it's kinda stupid as well. And he's actually gonna be taking fire for my lines. So yeah, we've broken through Tim's center here. And we will proceed to take out the skirmishers and the rest of Plein Air's army. and it's a bit regrettable that I didn't manage to deal with these Tosa riflemen in a more efficient way, because obviously allowing them to hide in the forest and shoot without being shot back at very efficiently is not what you want to do. You want to get cap into them, you just want to catch them out in the open. And I didn't manage to do that. Granted, I was up against an army and a half for the most time, but
A unit is running from the
it wasn't
battlefield,
ideal,
sir.
and maybe pulling back would have been the better option to give my ally some time to move up and use his troops, apart from his Shogutai, effectively. So as you can see, his cav is still very much intact, didn't do much.
Victory
His
is
elites didn't
assured,
do all that
sir.
much either. But his melee did the final push. He won us the match, so good work. I'm just gonna give you some close-ups right now, because this is over. So this is it, and I'll see you on the results screen. So we're back on the stat screen, and as you can see, I've brought by far the biggest army out of all the players. I also had the most losses out of all the players, naturally, because a lot of my troops were low quality. Well, aside from my Shogunate Guardcraft and my Shogutai, everything was low quality. Spear levies and all my line units, which I had probably more of than anybody else. So I lost 1600 men, killed 1100, which wasn't all that impressive. Like, I killed less men than my ally, even though I lost way more men doing it. But yeah, I couldn't really do all that much against being double teamed by 2 players. And as you can see, it still paid off, because Premier, for instance, still didn't kill as many as he lost, and the same goes for Tim. But it was really my ally who ended up winning the match with his melee attack when mine failed, because I was too dumb to use Banzai on Shogutai, because I'm not used to classic matches. But still, mine still got decent kills. The one who that came over on the left flank killed the Armstrong gun and the Yarikachi, and one of my 2 Shogutai in the center still managed to kill a Royal Marine. But most of my other units didn't do that well, as you can see. Yeah, for Tim, the Marines and the Tosas obviously did all the shooting down melee, shooting down my line units, and it's impressive that his Armstrong gun managed to get over 100 kills in the short amount of time it actually did get to shoot my men and Tim's men. Yeah, the numbers definitely tell the story on my ally side. Almost all the kills got divided among the Shogutai. And Plenaire. Yeah, I didn't really pay very much attention to his side. It's interesting that his Marines actually got the most kills. And his Spear Levy. But generally he didn't end up getting as many kills as I would have expected him to. Because he's probably the best player out of all the players in this match, and I'm very glad we won that. So yeah, taking this opportunity, I'd like to say good game to everybody involved. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see a lot more action in the next event, which is taking place today. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.